the EHPro 101 Pro and Lock RDA. Let's have a look. Hey guys, Vick here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this. This is the Mod 101 Pro from EHPro, 75 watt regulated tube mod. Takes 21700 batteries, 2700 batteries and 18650 batteries. It's the follow-up to the 101 mod from EHPro, which was a 50 watt regulated tube and only took an 18650. So obviously this is bigger, but you get more watts, you get more battery life with this one. So we are looking at this, their new RDA, the Lock RDA from EHPro. This is a very interesting RDA. Now, I'm doing them together because they are available as a kit, but they are both available separately as well. The Lock RDA, it has what we very recently called notch coils. Coils that you insert. I don't know if anyone remembers the Wanko RDA, how could we forget? But it has insertable coils if you want. It also has normal post holes if you want to put a normal coil in there as well. So it has these drop-in, push-in coils that just lock in. So I think that's why it's called the Lock RDA. It has these pre-made sort of notch style coils, if you like, that go straight in there. Also comes with a squonk pin, goon tips, all your typical things. It's actually a very solid vape. I've got one of the pre-made push-in coils right now on here. It's actually a fairly solid vape with those push-in coils, but you can put your own coil in as well. It's quite a doody RDA, actually. Definitely worth a look. So we'll look at that down low. But mainly we will look at the 101 Pro. Not a lot of regulated tube mods on the market, so it'll be interesting to see if this one tickles your fancy. Let's dive down low, have a really good look, then fly back up top for pros and cons. See you in a sec. Okay guys, here we are with the EHPro 101 Pro. This is the new bigger 101 mod from EHPro regulated tube mod. So you've got EHPro written here, you've got your fire button here, you've got your 510 spring loaded 510. It's 25mm around. In the spares you get an 18650 battery adapter if you want to use an 18650 in here, and you also get a beauty ring that takes you down from 25 to 24. So that's a thing. On the bottom here you've got Mod 101 Pro, and you've got your screen here and your fire button here. If we unscrew this bottom plate here, lots of threads. You expose your battery. I'm using a 2700 right now, but it also fits 21700. If you want to use the 18650, you just pop in the old little extra sleeve. So there we go. So this is the mod fire button there, very, very similar to the original. If we go 1 2 3 4 5, EHPro lights up there. There we go, and we got our screen, very traditional, very basic screen. I put a picture of this on the old Instagram, and a lot of people said very DNA-like, and it does remind me of the old DNAs. Obviously, it's not a DNA, it goes up to 75 watts. So you've got your battery life, voltage, ohms, wattage, like this. And just like the original, to navigate, you go, it's one button, remember, 1 2 3, and you are into your menu. Now, to go through your menu, you click the fire button. So you have power set, and this is where you can adjust your wattage. You just hold the button down and it round robins. Obviously you can't go down because there's only one button, you just need to go up and down. So you go to whatever wattage you want, like that. You know, obviously more tedious than traditional. And then when you're happy with your wattage, you just hold, you just let go, you just let it, you just wait and wait, and after about 5-6 seconds of waiting, it does what you want. So 1 2 3, power set. Now work mode set, so we'll hover on this option. You've got power, bypass, NI temp, stainless steel, TCR, and back to power. So that is how you navigate those. And when you pick power, it gives you the opportunity to change the wattage again. 1, 2, 3. We also have calibrate in it. It's saying check atomizer, so it can't do that. But what that allows you to do is recheck the resistance of your atomizer. Display mode right and left. Display mode set. So you've got work mode, calibrate in it, display mode left and right, and then exit menu. And if you hover on exit menu, it exits the menu. So that is that basically. That's what's cracking off there. Okay, so this little puppy here is the Lock RDA from EHPro, and it's available as a kit and it's available separately. 24mm wide. I don't know why it's 24 and this is 25. I guess it's to appeal to more people because the RDA is available separately and 24 is the most popular width at the moment. But 24mm wide RDA. It's got this very knurled top section here, not knurled but sort of, I don't know, like a nut. It's got a goon tip on top, and it's got your adjustable airflow on here. Now I really like that it actually locks. If you go, that's as far as you can take it. So to get it fully open, you just go, you don't even have to look, which is very, very nice. So you've got your adjustable airflow here, 3 holes, very goon-esque with the holes there, and obviously you can close these down one by one to dial in your vape. Okay, so this is inside the RDA. As you can see, very interesting looking inside, and that is because it has these brackets here, and these brackets are for mounting a notch coil or a notch style coil. You can stick one of those in there. It does also have the ability to put in your own coils, but I think it's not spectacularly different RDA without the notch coil. So if you're interested in the notch coil, this might be an interesting RDA for you. If you're not interested in the notch coil, I don't particularly recommend being too interested in this RDA. You know, without that, I mean, the D-Pro is better than this. The D-Pro Mini, I should say. So, you know, there's no real reason to be that interested in it as a rebuildable. But with these coils, and here we go, this is one of these coils here. You can actually just push it in like that, and you're away. You're away. You're away and firing. You have built your RDA. Literally just pop in that coil like that, and you're away. And then you wick it up, and I'll show you how I've done that. You can see now that it's recognised that. Don't recommend dry burning these notch coils, by the way. They come out at 0.2, and I found 40 to 50 watts seems to be their sweet spot. Anything over that, you start to taste it a bit. Anything under that, slightly weak. So 40 to 50 watts seems to be banging with these notch coils. They are better than previous notch coils I've tried. We'll talk about them a bit more up top. I'll show you some pictures now of how it looks when it's all wicked up. But essentially that is it. You drop in that coil, 0.2, 50 watts, bosh, you're away to go. No building required, just a little bit of a wicking. Put that back on, and there we go. And this is what it looks like as a kit. Obviously it is long. I'll show you this again up top, but comparing it in size to a traditional 2700 mod, you can see it's a lot longer. You can see where the screen starts and the board starts and you know, it starts here, and presumably all this is the board section and screen section, and so that's why it needs that extra length. But it does make it very, very long. You know, the whole thing is about as long as a traditional RDA and 2700 mech, so it is longer. That is what it looks like in length, and that is what it looks like as a kit. So there we go, the 101 Pro and the Lock RDA. Let's go up top. Okay guys, that was the 101 Pro and Lock RDA down low. Let's very quickly talk about the RDA. Okay, so it's using these notch style coils again, these pre-made coils. You push them in, takes a second to put them in, and you're away. Push them in and walk away. You know, it's absolutely instantly working coils. Now, the issue historically with these has been they don't vape very well. To be fair, these ones do vape quite well, so I mean they're a bonus. Are they better than some Aliens or some Claptons or something you can put in yourself? No, they're not as good as that. You're not going to get the same vapor quality at all from these. However, these are pretty good, better than previous attempts in my opinion. Vaping quite nicely at 50 watts with this pre-made pop-in coil. That to one side. When you put that to one side, it still takes normal coils if you want it to anyway. So you can put in your own coils, and it's a very solid RDA. I like the way the airflow control works, very goony. I think it's a solid looking RDA with this big nut style top thing. There's nothing massively wrong with this RDA, and it does come with a squonk pin as well. Would I go out of my way to buy this RDA on its own? No, I probably wouldn't. If it was available in a kit like this, I might well give it a go. So there we go. What I would say about that is if you really want RDA life, but you can't build your own coils, this is an option. This is an option. This is an option for you. So I'm a little bit on the fence about the notch coils. They're not as good a vape as putting your own build in, but it's incredibly handy. It's incredibly quick and mess-free, and it's handy. And unlike previous attempts at this, it does actually vape okay. So that is a thing. So that's that to one side. Available in a range of colours, 24mm, squonk pin included, goon tip included, etc. So that is the Lock RDA. Moving on to the 101 Pro. Now actually I did review the original 101 mod, and to a certain extent I was quite impressed. Up to that point no one had really done a proper regulated tube mod other than the really high enders like Preveri and all that sort of thing. Obviously you had the Vamo in the way past, but you know, so it was almost like a very affordable, very well made Preveri or Danny, or you know, one of those type of high end regulated tube mods. So I was actually quite impressed with the original 101. I think all the negatives of the original 101 still apply to this mod, and it's just the nature of a regulated tube mod. So with the 101, I said it was very long. You know, comparing it to a tube mech, it was very long. This is even longer. You know, this is huge. This comparing to the Times Vape mod from Stan. You know, it's really long. It's as long as a normal tube mod and RDA put together. It's a very long. You know, it's a very long thing. But it now incorporates the 21700s and 2700s, and as a result can now go up to 75 watts with improved battery life. So that's why it's longer. You know, it fits the batteries in, but it's still got to be raised as a negative that it is long. Another issue is the menu system. It's the same menu system as the original 101, so you have to wait on a menu option you want to select, and you have to press the button to round robin of options or wattage or what have you. So everything's done by one button. It's not super intuitive, can be a bit slow, can be a bit tedious to do. So the menu system was an issue on the 101, still an issue on the Pro. It's not very much they can do about that though. So there we go. So the built-in negatives of doing a regulated tube is length, because you've got to put your battery and your board in a tube rather than just a mech, which is just the battery in a tube, and the menu system, because you've only got one button on this tube mod. It makes the navigation system a little bit awkward. Also, obviously you can't fit a big screen on a tube. So again, you know, it's a very simple screen. Beyond that though, I've got to tell you that this is a very solid regulated tube mod. Since the 101 came out, nothing has really replaced it or beaten it as a regulated tube mod. Not at that price point for sure. So that is still a contender if someone is desperate for a regulated tube mod. And this one is just the bigger version of that, if you like. It's a 75 watt, it's a 21700, and it's just a bigger version of that. It's still very well made, very well put together, it works very well, and it does all of that stuff very, very well indeed. So if you're looking for a regulated tube mod, there's the 101. But if you need that battery life, you want that big power of 75 watts, then you need to look at the 101 Pro. In terms of functionality and all that sort of stuff, you have got 75 watts. You've got bypass mode as well if you just want to run this like a mech. You've got TC. Now the TC works. The TC does work on here. I'm not a massive TC expert or TC fan. It definitely works. It doesn't let you burn your cotton, which is the point. However, I found it a very limp vape in TC mode. I've really had to bump that Fahrenheit up. So I don't know. So yeah, TC works, but it's a little bit limp. Bypass is fine. Wattage is fine. The wattage output feels exactly on point. Battery life seems very good as well. So yeah, so what you've got here is just a bigger, more powerful 101 with this Lock RDA on top now with its push-it-in coils. If you're a massive regulated tube fan, definitely check this out. There's absolutely no glaring negatives other than negatives that EHPro can't do anything about. So if you're a massive regulated tube fan, I would definitely check this out. Yes, it is long, very hard to compare. I mean, compared to the Basium, for example, you know, it's a long thing. Compared to a tube mod, it's probably fairer. There you go, a lot longer than the than a normal tube mod, but it's got that board in. That's how it works. You know, that's nothing you can do about that. I think it's really cool that it fits 2700, 21700, and 18650. I think that's a positive. It's super well made. It's super sturdy. It's super well made. Check out the stainless steel one. That has always been my favourite version of these. Yeah, it's the 101, just bigger, more powerful. It has the same drawbacks as the original, but it has the benefits of battery life and power. So there we go. The 101 Pro and the Lock RDA. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you're interested in getting one of these, if it's on your radar. Let me know what you think of the video. Like and subscribe if you've not already, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.